the movie is really about, you know, the lie of capitalism, the lie of working hard to get ahead, and really you just work hard to work hard for somebody else, unless you're at the top where you get to, you know, murder rhinos with automatic weapons or have sex with nameless people in a mansion. Hello and welcome to Blockbuster Reviews. If you've never seen it before, I try to review a film within a single game of Chill Marathon. That's 150 lines or until the blocks reach the top. I do not talk about the film until I start the game, and spoilers are at line 50. Usually try to find something thematic on the movie, and I'm not going to tell you whether or not that's a spoiler for this movie based on the theme. Anyway, Sorry to Bother You is a film by Boots Riley? Oh my gosh, I want to look that up to make sure I'm not wrong. Boots Riley? Boots... I want to say Boots Radley, but I feel like that's also wrong. Anyway, stars Lakeith Stanfield, who is, killing it now. He was in Uncut Gems, and he was in Get Out as, you know, the guy who says the titular line. It's about him trying to find his way in modern-day Oakland, but it's kind of a... what's the way to describe it? It's a bizarro version of reality. They say it takes place in an alternate version of now, and I would just like to say it's a very kooky alternate version of right now in Oakland. He has a very lovely and attractive and fantastic girlfriend named Detroit. His character's name is Cassius, and he goes by Cash. And he's just trying to, you know, make it in the world. He opens the film getting a job at a telemarketing agency with false information, but the guy lets him know, hey, this is a telemarketing agency. We will accept anybody if you can read. And it's a very funny scene because he's like, lets him know, all this shows me is that you're willing to work, so come on in, and you're a telemarketer now. So it's him in the world of telemarketing. It's I don't know if I'd call it fantastical. It's a very whimsical version of right now America in Oakland. And I mean, to give you an idea, the most popular show on television is I Just Got the Shit Beat Out of Me, where contestants literally just have themselves, you know, get the shit kicked out of them, and then I believe they get dipped in the shit tank. It's hilarious. It's a comedy, and it's very funny. I really can't recommend it enough in terms of at least a one watch. I think it's worth a one watch. The story intensifies, it gets going. It shit starts off when Cassius, who's not having a successful time at telemarketing, is told by an older, wiser telemarketer played by Danny Glover that he has to use his white voice. And this is the part in the trailer that got me when I first saw the Red Band trailer a long time ago and then took forever to see it. He reiterates it's not just the white voice, because they make fun of how, you know, African American or black folk, I mean, whatever is I can say that doesn't offend someone, how they do white voice, and I've never been offended by that, but he talks about, no, it's not a white voice, it's a carefree voice, a voice of someone that everything's paid off and they don't have a care in the world, they've never been fired. And then Cassius goes into the voice of David Cross, and of course not, you know, stand-up David Cross, David Cross being pleasant, which is hilarious. He then starts selling like crazy, because I guess the white voice... oh, we're already at spoilers, so I can say this. The whole telemarketing company is very much a analog for just work in general, where they keep telling him, hey, if you work hard, man, you get to become the premier sellers. I forgot what they call them. I just watched the movie and I forgot what it is, but if you work hard enough, you get to be one of the big sellers and go upstairs. And conveniently, after they stage a much needed strike, to get, you know, living wages. Right after they stage such a thing, they actually promote Cassius to upstairs, and he starts selling the big ticket items, which throughout the movie there has been talk of this company that I believe it's called Live Well, where you live and work in the same place and they give you 3 square meals and you live in a tiny ass dormitory with a bunch of other people. And it's basically modern day slavery. They don't really hide the fact that that's what it is, and people are protesting it because they find it inhumane. And it turns out what the big ticket item this company sells with its big ticket sellers is the use of this private slave labor company for military aspects, for regular commerce, things like that. And he's successful there as well. He is selling slave labor, and his girlfriend, who is a performance artist, eventually leaves him because she doesn't gel with it. And he gets invited to the CEO of Livewell's apartment for a little shindig, an opportunity. And that's another thing. The movie is really about, you know, the lie of capitalism, the lie of working hard to get ahead, and really you just work hard to work hard for somebody else, unless you're at the top where you get to, you know, murder rhinos with automatic weapons or have sex with nameless people in a mansion. I mean, it all makes sense if you watch the movie. And oh my gosh, I was not ready for things to get intense. So he goes to this fateful meeting, which the CEO of this company, Livewell, is Armie Hammer, who's killing it as this, like, completely morale-free businessman who, because he has the entire world in his pocket, doesn't realize the horrible, inhumane things he's doing, and it's only personified by the really big, I guess, third act twist. I don't know if this movie follows conventional acts. Parts it didn't to me, but then again, I'm not a true academic of film. I just enjoy film, and this is a weird thing to talk about as I fail as fuck. And gosh darn it, oh man, I am just screwing up hardcore right now. Anyway, at this party, Armie Hammer's character, I can't even remember his name. I can't remember the names. I can't keep it together. I only have so much space in my brain for all the stuff I need to do. He proposes something to him. It turns out, Livewell, I believe it is, modern day slavery, they've figured out how to turn humans into horse hybrids, and they're gonna start using them as labor and sell it to everybody as a great idea. Now, of course, Cassius, because he's a living, breathing, thinking human being with some type of moral code still, he tries to take this information to the world and expose them for what a terrible thing they're doing, and everyone just accepts it. That company grows higher and higher. It's a very odd film that takes itself to very weird places, and it's so much fun and so disheartening, especially if you're someone like me who reads into everything. And it's kind of, the film is kind of like putting up a mirror to society and going, yeah, it sounds crazy, but we're not far. We're not far off from doing these things where we treat people like this, where we live, where we work, where we eat, and we just, oh my gosh, I'm going to lose this game. I lost the game. I lost it. Go see it. It's worth a one watch. It's so good, it made me lose this game. That's all I can say. Peace.